Okay, guys, Drew Danger here back talking about my favorite movie, Empire Strikes Back. So we finished a quick analysis on the whole Han Solo, Luke Skywalker popular thing between which character's better. They're both actually great, and they both serve a purpose. So it's hard to say um, Luke is the best, Han Solo is the best because they're both working together. They both have different missions in some level because they're both are walking in different ways of life right now. But they're both great characters. But I was always the bigger Luke fan because I liked the struggle that he went through. Luke had a lot of layers. He is the constant growing character. When some of the other characters, by the end of it, they all grow, but Luke is constantly growing. When you get to the first movie, he's like this 19-year-old um, farm boy, excuse me, and he, he's still trying to figure out his place in life. And even in that movie, he's growing because he goes from there to facing up to responsibility because now his aunt and uncle are gone, they've been killed. Now he's faced with the decision: do I stay here or do I go with Obi-Wan Kenobi to find out what's out there and save this princess? So he does that. So he's growing right there. When he meets Han Solo for the first time and he starts talking about flying out to Alderaan and he says 15,000 all in advance, Luke goes 15,000. We can almost buy our own ship for that. And then Han goes, well, who's going to fly it, kid? You? He says, you bet I could. I'm not such a bad pilot myself. We don't have to sit here and listen to this. Luke's growing. He knows when somebody's trying to work him over. He knows that. So you're looking at that, and then when they get to the Death Star, Han Solo does not want to do anything. He just wants to sit there and wait for Obi-Wan to do whatever he's going to do and then get him out of there and then leave. But Luke decides to look for the princess himself, and he gives them the idea to, gear up and let's go over, pretend Chewbacca's a prisoner, and let's get her out ourselves. So that's Luke that decides to take that step and do that. And then again, Luke also enters in the Death Star trench. He's only flown a T-16, which is very similar to the T-47 X-Wing. He knows piloting well enough to do this. And even if he didn't, he's willing to learn what he needs to learn to go out there because he knows he has to enter this battle. He has to do his part to save the galaxy. So long story short, he ends up saving it. And that's all from Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker also gives hope to Han Solo that Han Solo could have friends and be in a place that actually cares about him. He doesn't have to be a loner, smuggler, not trust people anymore. Luke Skywalker gives it to him. And with Princess Leia, she's used to being an independent person, doing things a certain way, doesn't need help. She starts learning from Luke Skywalker that their friendship with all the characters, we all have to help each other. And so she becomes humble. Han Solo becomes humble. Chewbacca's a loyal friend, so he's on board. He can kind of see things. He's more wise than what people let on. He catches on to things very quick. And then when you bring Lando into the story, Lando follows suit as well. He starts to see that there are bigger things than what he thinks. And he gets involved. So anyway, Lando Calrissian, brings him into Cloud City, and then he reveals that Vader's been there, and that's when he tells him, they arrived right before you did. I'm sorry. And he doesn't betray Han Solo, but he has to give Han Solo to Vader. He doesn't want any part of this. He wants Han Solo to just, for them to catch up, be friends, and not have any issues. Just business as usual. But because of the involvement of the Empire, things have completely changed. So now he has to obey these rules because, as you know, Darth Vader's got the Force, and he could easily just kill you with a thought. Han Solo is tortured and then encased in carbonite, which, if you know, carbonite's a very hot material, and forms up thick. And Han survives the process and is given to Boba Fett the bounty hunter, which I didn't touch on as much, but he is the bounty hunter that actually tracked them all the way to Cloud City. And of course, has been looking for Han Solo as well as other bounty hunters due to the Jabba the Hutt debt owe. Yeah, so he has the debt he owes Jabba the Hutt, so they have to get into that. So Boba Fett, you know, is able to take Han Solo and gets away. So you're looking at the movie like, oh man, they're gonna rescue Han Solo. They're gonna get him out of there. And then all of a sudden you just see the ship take off and they didn't rescue him. So you're going, uh-oh, no Han Solo. What do we do now? And Luke, kind of threw a wrench in everything, allowing, well, not really. They knew what was going to happen. They set a trap for him. So let me get that correct. They set a trap for him. He just walked into their trap, knowing he was walking into their trap. So that way the others could get away, hopefully, and he could distract Vader, because Vader's getting what he wants, which is, of course, a battle between him and Luke and him trying to seduce Luke to the dark side. And Luke, to his credit, does not give in to the dark side. Even when he finds out Vader's his father, he does not give in to the dark side. He still stands firm in what he believes. As a matter of fact, he jumps to his death. Because if you think about it, it's like, well, maybe he knew. No, he didn't know where he was going to end up. He just took a chance. I'm jumping off this weather vane, and I'm landing, I don't know where, but I'm not joining the dark side, which is really deep, because how many people would actually do that? Like, you could either go this way or that way, and he just said, I'll just go this way, and I'll make it right. I'm cool with it. He's rescued by Lando, Leia, and Chewbacca, who did happen to escape off of Cloud City. And then, they take off, and the hyperdrive, which is the light speed in the Falcon, is still not working. It was fixed, but it was deactivated again. And luckily this time they had R2-D2, because R2 was with Luke. Now he's on the Falcon, and he was able to fix the hyperdrive, and they were able to get back to the Rebellion fleet. From there, you see Luke get his mechanical hand, his cybernetic hand. Now he's got a hand back, so he's no longer missing a hand. And Lando and Chewie are on their way to Tatooine to do business. I shouldn't say do business, but figure out how to get Han Solo out of the clutches of Jabba the Hutt, knowing a debt is owed and there's some bad blood between the two. So they're going to go there and figure out some sort of plan. And then, which leads to Return of the Jedi. And the movie ends on a cliffhanger. You see the Falcon take off. You see Luke and Leia have, where they're looking out into space as they're flying out in the Falcon. And they sit on the ship, and then the camera backs up, and you're going, wait, what? Wait, hold on. It's backing up more, and then and the credits roll, and that's it. And I remember seeing that going, wait. The movie ends that way? So back in the day when they did Star Wars, each Star Wars movie took 3 years to make. So that's why it went 77, 80, and 83. It takes about 3 years to make a Star Wars movie. So when this happened, you had to wait 3 years to figure out what's going to happen with everybody. And it leaves in a spot where the only thing it sets up is, Lando and Chewie are going to go to Tatooine to see what they could figure out at Jabba the Hutt's place. That's all you know. And it leaves you right there. Luke, by the way, when he lost his hand, the lightsaber went with it. So he has no lightsaber. So you're like, well, what's he going to do for the whole lightsaber thing? And how's that going to work out? And when is he going to go catch up with everybody? And what's he going to be doing in the meantime? So you have to figure out, you start really thinking about what these characters are going to be doing. So that's pretty much Empire Strikes Back. There's a lot of really good stuff, a lot of good lessons, like sometimes when you do the right thing, it doesn't always work out well. There's that lesson. And the big one, not everything as it seems, like in reference to Vader being his father. Who would have known? He didn't know that. So that's something. It comes with things that you may not expect sometimes. Um, and in those times of hardship, how does one survive and get through it? Those are all the tones of Empire Strikes Back that are going on. And it's a really interesting film, and it really introduced me to the world of science fiction. Now I know you're saying, Drew, science fiction. Well, technically Star Wars is more of a space opera, space fantasy. That's true. It is more fantasy and action driven than typical science fiction, so it does fall in a category of its own. But it was the gateway for many kids like me to read Starship Troopers and things of that nature, because when you went to the video store or the bookstore, Star Wars still set. There was no space fantasy or opera section. It all set in science fiction. So when you looked for that, you would see books for Alien, Terminator. You would see everything there. Star Trek, you would see everything there. So Star Wars was kind of the gateway that led to many great things, including action figures. Star Wars was considered to be the first, non 12-inch doll action figure series out there, and it was the biggest thing, and everybody copied their style. So with no Star Wars, we might not even have had the 3 and 3/4 Star Wars figures, um, and which means the action figure market would have been completely different if it happened at all. And due to Star Wars happening, that's what kicked off the action figure market. Another little fun fact. So Star Wars really changed the climate. Empire Strikes Back really changed my life. Um, we're also going to get into probably later the full original ideas of Star Wars and what made it on the cutting room floor, what was original scripts that never saw the light of day. We're going to be getting into that, but that would be a very long, long, long discussion on that one, much longer than this one. But I'm down for it. I'm going to be doing it for you guys. I'm going to be reviewing, not reviewing, but going through films that really had changed the climate and or that I was a fan of, that really spoke to me. I'm going to be going through all those films and talking about them and doing a review with you guys. So yeah, um, like, subscribe. I guarantee you the content's going to be good. Sorry I don't have fancy equipment like a lot of people, but I will one day. And remember, check out Isagenix. Um, if you want to get a hold of me and you want to get some Isagenix to help you with weight loss and muscle growth and being healthy, reach out to me on here. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We'll get you enrolled. We'll get you started, and you could try some of the stuff out and see if it really improves your health. It's worth it. But anyway, have a great week, guys. This is Drew Danger, D's for Danger, and I'm out.